In August of 1990, I had my first Bigfoot encounter in northern Idaho at the Deer Ridge Fire Lookout Tower. A friend and I had rented the tower for 3 nights. The ranger who handed us the keys made one thing very clear. When we passed through the yellow gate on the access road, we were to close and lock it behind us. The road itself took over an hour to travel, a single-lane climb with almost nowhere to pull over. When we finally reached the tower, we unloaded our gear and settled in. The weather was warm but comfortable because of the elevation, and the first 2 days were quiet. We hiked during daylight, stargazed at night, and cooked most of our meals on a Coleman stove. It was the kind that folds in like a briefcase. On the 3rd night, we cooked pork chops, eating them and tossing the bones over the railing without thinking much about it. The tower cabin was a 12 by 12 structure with a catwalk running all the way around it. The walls were about 2.5 to 3 feet high, with glass from there to the ceiling. Inside was a small counter, a table, a single chair, and one cot permanently bolted to the floor with drawers underneath. I used the cot. My friend inflated an air mattress and put a sleeping bag in the middle of the cabin. After putting out the lantern, we went to bed. It wasn't long before I felt the entire tower tremble. It was subtle, but strong enough to be unmistakable. I whispered to my friend, asking him if he felt it too, and he did. The trembling came again a moment later, heavier this time, as if something was climbing the stairs. Each tremor was followed by a pause, then another and another. There were 4 flights of steps leading up to the catwalk, and whatever was coming had reached the 2nd, then the 3rd. On the final flight, we watched the windows, knowing a person's head would normally appear on the left side of the glass as they approached. Instead, the silhouette appeared far to the right. That stunned me more than anything, the shape of the head rising into view long before it should have been visible. It was shaped like a football, and it was clear that whatever stood on those steps was enormous, and already looking in from a low position. Then came a loud, deep sniffing, as if it were trying to smell us or the pork chop bones we had tossed away. That was enough for me. My adrenaline surged. I swung my legs off the cot, jumped up, racked around into my 12-gauge Wingmaster, and rushed toward the door. Whatever was on the steps had come up quietly, but it did not go down quietly. I ran out onto the catwalk, leaning over the railing, and waited for it to come off the bottom. It never did. My friend didn't see it exit either. The thing had come down the top 3 flights, then gone over the railing instead of taking the bottom flight. A drop of about 10 feet onto boulder-strewn ground.